Welcome back to part two of our interview with Sister Cathy, who was murdered. If you watched part one, and I really advise that you do that before going on to listen to this part, Catherine Cesnik. She had an unsolved murder for quite some time, and we spent a great deal of time talking in part one about who murdered her and why. So yeah, stop, go back to part one and watch that first, and then come back. All right, so let's go on with the questions.
Okay.
Hello, Denise. Denise, again, her
Uh,
information is in the description box, so check her out because she's an amazing medium and she's also an excellent healer. All right. Is Jerry Coop, Sister Cathy, responsible for your murder? Does that sound familiar?
she says that um, he's not wearing white gloves in this
Okay.
situation. That's all she's going to
So she was
say.
involved.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
showing me there's no white gloves on his hands.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Did Sister Russell know who killed you? Now, we talked about this, a sister and also a mother superior. Maybe the Sister Russell was one of these two. Does Sister Russell know? If you can't answer it, that's fine. We'll just say no comment.
Sister Russell, she said, she goes, as we say, had this gut feeling she knew who did it, but didn't know 100%.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Was Sister Russell the sister that we spoke about in part one? One of the sisters?
Um, she says, I'll say she was one of them.
Okay. All right. Did the police destroy or tamper with evidence? Eric, you're on the other side too, so if you need to help with this, you can. Because you might not know when you're in your body, but you know now from your perspective as a spirit.
Erik says the police didn't handle the whole investigation properly.
Oh,
And the reason he says they didn't is because he says you got to remember, he says nowadays things will be done differently for the most part. But back then this involved the church and all of this other stuff, and
yeah.
so they kind of let the church run the investigation more than they let the police run the investigation. And
Mhm.
he said, and there's nobody going to admit to that. He says nobody's going to
Right.
admit to that because they're all going to say they did their parts diligently. They did all the due diligence. What the way
Due
he's saying it.
diligence. I know it's hard.
Thank you. I'm just like he says nobody is going to say they didn't do that, and but he says it was all handled. It wasn't handled well, and now and then as it started getting handling better, years have gone by. He said so it's
Yeah.
hard to pick up stuff. But I just kept feeling from the other one and this one. I just feel like the truth is going to come out where they're going to know.
Is there DNA evidence, maybe? Could,
I just feel like there's something there they're lingering around, or if that isn't going to come forth, or maybe whoever comes forth, or some evidence or something comes forward
like a
that's going to
witness?
link them to something.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um, but it's but Erik says that if the situation was handled the way it ought to have been handled from the beginning, he said there wouldn't be so many unanswered questions to this.
Well, did the police, were they inept in the way they handled the case, tampering with evidence, not accidentally destroying evidence, or was it purposeful? Maybe they were paid off by the church. Maybe the corruption involved the police. Tell me.
Erik is showing me, and I feel like the way that things were handled, because he's showing me fingers around everything, contaminated a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
it just like he's showing me paperwork and the ink running,
Oh,
just things were not handled properly.
sloppy
Um,
police work.
yeah, was it done intentionally to destroy evidence? I don't feel it was done like
Okay,
that. Yeah.
so no. All right, but is there DNA evidence that could prove who killed you, Kathy, Sister Kathy? And if so, where is it? Evidence locker on the
Well,
back?
that's what she's showing me in the boxes and stuff like that. Like they're
Oh,
looking at the wrong people and stuff. They're looking at the perpetrators and stuff. And I just don't feel like it was a perpetrator that obviously because she's showing me, she did say the janitor, there was a janitor involved.
yeah.
And like I said, I just don't feel it was like the perpetrators that were involved in it. The way she showed me, it was people who were involved in other things.
Yeah.
And like I get financial things that were
Okay.
why they like basically blackmailed, like you're going to have to do
Yeah.
this for me.
Oh, wow. Who was Brother Bob?
She says he was one of the priests, one of the fathers, one of the priests. She says
Okay.
in there.
Is he
Um,
guilty? Tell me about him and
um,
the connection, his connection, if any, to your case.
well, I feel like he was the way she shows me. He was aware of things going on.
Was he the rector, the deacon? No. That was
No,
okay.
no, no, he wasn't that. No, but I just the way she shows me, like I feel like he's part of the reason why this priest, the other one, was able to go on as long as, why he was able to continue his behavior because there
Oh.
was a lot of cover up in there.
So Brother Bob facilitated the abuse by Masco or just covered it up for him or well, what do you mean?
Well, I feel like he covered, like, just turned a blind eye to things and stuff. And she says, I'm not going to go into detail too much, but not every priest in there was a virgin, she's saying.
Oh, of course not. All right, so Brother Bob, did he know who killed you? And was he and was he part of the planning?
I don't know that he was a part of the planning, but she is saying that he knew who knew.
Oh, okay.
He knew who killed her.
All right. Are there any living witnesses with direct knowledge of your murder? We already asked that question before. On the last page here. Have you met your killer in the afterlife? And if so, did you have a soul level discussion about what happened?
Well, Erik says he's telling me she met one of them, and so it's not like she's here and he came to here and they sat down and have a conversation. She said this was not a sit down and have a glass of wine conversation.
Okay.
So I got, like, what she's saying is she got word that one of them was transitioning over, and I was asked did I want to go meet him, and it was more or less like to help him in his, what she says, what we call our life reviews.
Oh, right.
So he didn't get to they didn't get to meet like this. She came down to him
I see.
because he can't come up to where she is.
Yeah, his vibration's too low.
Yeah. So she came down to meet him, and
Awkward.
because um the reason being is that so that she could give him her forgiveness
Okay.
so that she can continue her journey on the other side. It had
Okay.
nothing about freeing him up, but it was about letting go so that she could continue her expansion.
I see. How has
Yeah.
your karma been affected by your death? And how has your killer's karma been affected? I'm going to hope that we can get this all in by the end
Well,
of the
she
year.
says, well, I'm clear. She says, well, I don't, she goes, everything is done for me. And she said, I completed my
Oh,
mission, she
okay.
said. Um, That's
Was it
what
a
she said.
contract? Was it a contract that you guys planned before you incarnated as Sister Cathy?
She says, I wasn't part of the plan for me to, okay, I'm going to come in and do this and then I'm going to die at a young age. But I do feel like part of her contract was that she was definitely a truth seeker.
The
She
whistleblower.
always she always seeked the truth, and she had a divinity for the love for Jesus and the Blessed Mother. She just absolutely loved that,
Yeah.
and so I just feel like in between her incarnating that she made this she said, yes, I'm going to sign up and be this person to bring this to light because this has been going on for a long time, she says, as you will know within the Catholic Church. She's shown us about all the exposure. Yeah. She does love it though that people are still talking about her though. She does love that.
Oh, well, that's good. Of course, we're going to. How has your understanding of faith evolved since your passing into spirit? Now that you're a spirit, has it changed? Has it evolved?
Well, she said, of course. She says it's expanded. She said that the one thing that she hopes everybody knows is that nobody can take your freedom away unless you give it to them, regardless of where you
True,
are.
true.
And she says that we want justice for everything when we're here. We want people to be behind bars. We want them to
Yeah,
be hurting. We want all this stuff. She says, but she's here to let everybody know. And she says it was such grace. She has this beautiful blue energy around her. She says, you don't get away with anything.
that's right. Karma.
And she said, so it follows you over here. And you don't get to eat ice cream every day, so to speak, like I get to. And then the ones who didn't, they don't get to eat the ice cream every
Yeah.
day. And that's what you really want to do is you want to eat ice cream. So you really work on the things you didn't
Okay.
do here.
Okay.
And
Makes
she's
sense.
using that as a very soft metaphor she's
Okay.
showing me.
Okay. Are you at peace now? We know that's true. Uh,
Yeah.
do you see any deeper meaning in the suffering you endured?
She said, of course, because this is bringing exposure to an energy that has been out there forever almost.
Oh, yeah.
And this bringing this to the light is helping to heal this energy. She goes, because it's an energy that needs to be healed,
Yeah.
not hated, but healed. And the way you get to heal this energy is by bringing it to the light and and being able to see the pain and the suffering on people's faces. This helps bring healing, and she says and she feels very honored to be a part of this journey of it.
Oh, interesting. Are you spiritually guiding the investigation from where you are?
She did tell me earlier that I feel like her family members have really felt her around a lot. Even distant family members have felt her around and stuff.
Mm.
And this is part of what has kept this investigation going. Um, is she a part of it?
Like guiding it, whispering in the investigator's ear.
I don't feel like she's doing that. But what she does do is she gives people the energy to keep going to bring the
Okay.
exposure of it all out.
All right. Real quick answer for this one. Do souls carry wounds or are they fully healed in spirit?
Well, she says it's not a like yes it is or no it isn't. It's got many fragments to it, many spaces to it. She's yes, once you transition or as we say die or whatever, she says you do cross over into this energy of love. She goes, you just cannot not be over here unless you choose not to be over there. However, And she says it's hard to explain it in words because it's, and as she's having me feel this, we have these fragmented pieces of us from our current life that need to be healed. And she says some people call it you go into the healing room, and
Yeah.
that's a gentle way to put it. She said, but you don't get to progress in your expansion, and that's the whole thirst of all of this. This is why we want to come to earth and stuff, is for the expansion. So it's a process of healing
Yeah.
the the darkness of our souls.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, she had henna tattoos in her trip to India, so that's why she's got those marks on her
Oh
arms.
yeah.
Just wondering, she doesn't have the plague. All
You
right,
know,
I'm just really hoping that we can finish these last few questions before
okay.
we run into your next session. But so let's see. Most of these are about messages. What do you want the world to remember most about you, Sister Cathy? Sister Catherine? Sister Catherine.
That she loved life.
Okay.
That she loved life.
What about a message to give to survivors of abuse who are still afraid to speak out?
She says, oh, I got chills with that.
Oh
She
boy.
says, we know this. And there's been a lot of activity going around with this where we can see why you're afraid and that.
Yeah.
She says, but just know that there's more people for you than against you.
Yeah. You got to just tell the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says that's scary, because people thought they were telling the right person when they told me. Because I feel like some of the people that told her took a long time to come out and say, I was one of them that told
Oh
her.
yeah. Oh wow. What message you have for students, the students you protected and loved so much?
You were worth it.
Oh, sweet.
You were worth it. And she would do it again.
Wow.
Except I feel like she would have
Watched her back a little.
went down a different hallway with it though. She would
Yeah.
have, but she says the timing, where that was, I guess in the year of when it was done.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's be a little different.
Yeah, exactly. What would you say to those who kept your story alive, like the women of Kio and the researchers and the journalists? What do you want to say to them?
That they're weavers of truth.
Okay. Good. To keep on keeping on. All right, we
Yeah,
have
she could.
four
Yeah,
more questions. What can we do today to continue your mission of protecting the vulnerable and standing up to injustice? I guess speak out
she
and
said, "Speak
love.
the truth."
Speak
Yeah, speak the truth. And
okay.
she says, it's okay to be scared,
Yeah.
but she says, speak your truth and find people who you can share this with. And she says one that she highly recommends is if this is going on in an organization, don't go into the organization and
Yeah.
tell someone.
Go to the
Come
police,
out of the organization
FBI, or
and,
something like
and
that.
tell someone in there.
Right, that makes sense. Do you believe full justice, either earthly or divine, will ever be served, Sister Cathy?
Oh, she said, yes. Oh, yeah, she says, it definitely does. It definitely does. And
Will
she
be,
says,
right?
the hope is that you get it served justice to you while you're here, whether it's you're the one that's doing the injustice or not.
Yeah.
You would hope that it gets done here, then being done on the other side. She says, because
Okay.
you just really don't want it to be done on the other side.
Why?
She says, you are constantly feeling the agony, the pain, the sorrow in that of the ones that you did harm to, because it's like it's not torture, but it's like that's part of it. When you come to the other side, you get to constantly feel all of that until that part of that energy is healed. And
Yeah.
it doesn't get healed just like that. It takes time because it's not only are you healing this, you got to wait to the person or persons or animals or whatever it is willing to start healing also.
Okay. Yeah, both parties must be healed.
Right. They have to be doing it in order for it.
Yeah. Two more questions. Do you regret how you handled things? I mean, would you have done things differently when looking hindsight? Probably not reported it to anybody in the church, but gone to outside organizations. But
She said,
I
well,
want your
you
words, obviously. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
well, she said, of course, she said she would have, looking at it, first of all, I don't feel like she would have gone anywhere by herself. She says she's shown me always having someone with her. Um, she would have left more notes or notebooks around
Oh,
where other people could have gotten it, that in the case something happened to me,
yeah.
I feel like she also said I would have told more people that I
Protection
really
in numbers.
I really stirred a bee's nest,
Yeah.
and I think there's going to be some repercussions from it.
Yeah. All right. How did the negative energy from the abuse affect the spiritual energy of the land and surrounding area? That's our last question. Unless you
She
want
said that is a really good question. She
to.
said
Yeah.
because it does. Because what happens is when all of that happens around there, it's like people avoid the areas in a way, and that allows it to stay and grow, and the infection to continue in a sense. Um, and it's and it attracts people of a lower frequency, a lower
And
energy to.
entities of an
Yes,
yeah, low
yeah, and
yeah.
she's shown, yeah, it attracts that more. But she says, but how to get rid of it? She says, standing in your truth, standing in your truth.
So was this guy, Masco, did he do some of the things maybe because he had negative entity attachments?
She laughs and she says, I'm not going to give him that much.
Oh, okay.
She says, these were all his choices.
I gotcha. Oh boy.
Mhm.
So you said how you would have done things differently, go with several people outside of the church, etc. Do you think you would have survived? You wouldn't have been murdered if you had done that? Or was it always written in the contract that you would be?
Well, she doesn't want to say had she had done everything different, she would still be alive.
Yeah.
If she hadn't have said anything, yes, she would still be alive, she said. Maybe, because she's saying it's been years. But it's like they would have seen more eyes are on them than just a little bit of eyes.
Yeah.
So more people were watching. They would have seen that more people were watching what was going on. And I want to say that that priest that was involved in all of this, I feel like how she's bringing in that energy. I feel like he was molested as a kid too.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's very common.
But
So,
that doesn't, but that still is, he had a choice. He made the choice to do
right.
with the behavior that he did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But so basically, you're not saying, well, if I had just gone to the police and they arrested the guy and stuff, then I wouldn't be dead. Are you saying that?
Um,
I mean, killed. Maybe you would have died of other causes, but
well, she says this is the thing. There was more to this than just the sexual abuse, and she
right.
keeps bringing in the finance.
But if you had also reported that to the police with multiple eyes on it, told everybody, you think you still would be? I mean, was it ingrained in your spiritual contract? Did you write into your incarnation that yes, I'm going to be murdered for this?
She said yes because I made the choice, made the decision to be the truth
Okay.
speaker in all of this. She said yes,
Got
yes.
it. Last question. Is there anything unusual about you that almost nobody knows? Madame Curie sewed a little teddy bear inside her skirt. Anything interesting, fun, quirky?
So she said she loved to dance.
Oh, okay.
She
Great.
loved to dance,
Well, now you
and
can dance all you want.
she does, and she loves her white wine, and she
Oh
really
yeah, that one. Yeah.
emphasizes the white wine. And I'm thinking because they serve red wine in church, for
Yeah.
communion and that. So she's like, I really like the white wine. And I feel like she has the freedom now to drink white wine because
Yeah,
I
white
don't feel like
wine.
it was
It's
served.
the blood of Christ. He was anemic.
Yeah.
White wine. All right. Well, thank you. Y'all check out Denise Ramon in the description box below. And thank you, Erik, for helping us. Sister Cathy, thank you so much for being so brave and for being the truth teller and the whistleblower that you are. God only knows how many lives you saved because of what you did. So I really want to commend you. Thank you. It was an honor to interview you in both of these, part one and part two.
She says thank you. She honors you and the work that you're doing
Oh,
with
thank
with
you.
Erik, and Erik's like he's doing this. Thank you. He's like
Oh,
blushing,
all right.
but
Thank you,
she
Erik.
thanks
I love
you.
you. And thank you, Denise. I love you too. Welcome back.
Thank you. Much love to you. Take care.
You
Bye.